Don't do it.
Da,
No.
da,
We are live right now. Do
da,
not do
da,
it.
da, 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 da. You know, when I wrote the scene in the book where Kai and Michaela are going over to Dalton's for the, that was one of the most fun things to let yourself imagine and go over the story. That was such a, hey everybody, live.
Yeah, you're a little foggy right now, and I don't know why. You were fine a minute ago. Well, there you go. Okay.
Do I need to get closer? Yeah.
No, I don't know. Oh, there's somebody listen. Yay. Yeah.
Type your name in there because for me it just says Facebook user. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. No,
I've got really bad internet service tonight. Do what?
You're a bad word.
Hi, Teresa. Well, here's the thing. I've got really bad internet service tonight. I'm actually at a place where I don't have internet in the building itself. So I'm using my phone as a hotspot. I've never done this before. I'm not the most technically minded person. There's one reason I wrote Dalton the way I wrote Dalton in the book. But hopefully this will work out. If at some point I start going and I'm kind of disappearing and coming back in, it's the technical stuff. Hey, David.
Oh, look at Dave Gillis is on. Dave Gillis and I went to high school together in Little Orange, Massachusetts. Hey, Dave.
And he still likes you and he's here. I'm impressed.
Oh, golly. Yes, indeed.
Have you gotten all your Christmas shopping done?
Well, I don't have anybody to buy for, really. Alex has got... He wants money. He doesn't want anything. And then, and Grammy, they're in lockdown. She can't come out now because 7 of them up there have COVID. So,
Mitch Bailey's on tonight. Hey, Mitch and Peg.
Oh, hey, Mitch.
By the way, Peg did an awesome video testimonial for the book and started sharing it on LinkedIn and Facebook. And Peg, thank you so much for that. Lisa and I. Of course, you know this. We love you to death. We love all people in the group to death, but just that meant a lot. So thank you so much. Those of you that are saying, hey, guys, if just for me, because the way this works for me, I don't have your name when it pops up like that, except every now and then. So if you will do like what Mitch Bailey did there, he said, hello, this from Wellington, Florida or whatever. So help us with that. So, but yeah, I've got all my Christmas shopping done. I've still got to pick out 2 cards. I always get my daughters and their families, special Christmas cards. I've got on send out cards thing, which I need to do, but I want to pick out cards for my daughters. But I've got all the grandbabies stuff bought. I've got pretty much everything. But tonight it's getting cold here. Up in Denton, which is where I was doing some of the earlier shows. Most of the earlier shows. It was like 17 degrees in the middle of the day today. I'm down in a Houston suburb right now. It started off in the 50s, but it was getting really cold, and I'm afraid I'll mess up my internet connection, or I would get to see what it is here. But it's really supposed to get down to 10 or 15 degrees. So.
Oh, okay. So I was say define really cold, because you're really cold is not really cold.
Hey, I'm prepared. I got my hoodie on, so I'm prepared.
Yeah, mine's in the laundry is why I'm wearing the other one, by the way, because when I wore it, I got all blue in the hood because of my hair.
Oh, your friend Dave actually has COVID.
He had to go. Yeah. Yeah. Dave's been, Dave, we were in the class together, even though I didn't graduate. He did. I didn't. Oh, you froze up. Oh, no, you're back.
It's freezing.
It's freaking freezing.
One of the things that we wanted to do tonight. Yep.
Oh, Ola. Yep. Andrea, go ahead. Sorry.
I love Andrea, too. I love everybody that's in this group. This group has got such nice and generously spirited, loving people. It's great. But I'm going to start off tonight a little different, because this is our... Okay.
Even the person that
wrote, you there? Am I frozen up? What's going on?
It's you, but even the person that wrote "Protect Your Nuts."
That's that squirrel. The squirrel gets online and makes comments.
It's squirrel bullying. You're getting squirrel bullied there, man.
I'm getting squirrel bullied by everybody now because of you. Actually, it's my fault. I posted the videos. Anyway,
no,
tonight,
let me have credit for that. Go ahead.
Right. Tonight, because it is kind of our last show, obviously, before Christmas, I thought we would do a couple of special things tonight. Years ago, when I was an Aflac state sales coordinator in the Houston, Texas area. Texas is so large, most states, it's one in a state. In some states, the state sales coordinator covers 2 states, like both the Dakotas and all that, and maybe Nebraska too. Anyway, but there were 8 of us in Texas because we did a lot of volume and all that. But I wrote this poem back then, and it's kind of a parody of The Night Before Christmas. And I did that because the way it worked in our circle, and those of you that are in some sort of sales where you have a quota, you know how it gets when corporate gets wind that it's getting close to the wire. They're trying to make numbers. And in Aflac's case, they don't do production all the way up to December 31st. It cuts off sometime in the month of December as far as guarantees go, sometimes early in the month. And then you're trying to make it work. Anyway, so I wrote this poem back then, and I wish I had a fire going beside me or behind me or something like that. Well, actually, I don't either, because that would mean the building's on fire in this case. So I don't really wish that. But I wish I had a fire playing.
I know where there's a fire burning.
I'm going to keep going. All right, here we go. This poem is called "'Twas the Night Before You." 'Twas the night before year end, when all through the office every sales rep was working. Yes, even the novice. The quotas were posted in the bullpen with care, in hopes that a miracle would be in the air. The managers were stressing and taking their meds as visions of bonuses danced in their heads. As the numbers were tallied, there was still a gap. Sales calls were happening, no time for a nap. I was on Facebook, Bob was on Twitter, when suddenly my phone rang from our biggest hitter. Away from my computer, I turned with a flash. "What do you have for me, Nick? Will it bring in some cash?" The silence was eerie, like the answer was no. Then slowly he started to put on a show. "Now listen here, boss, our quota is near. I think we can get there. Please lend me your ear. It will take an exception, and we'll need it quick." "An exception again? You're killing me, Nick." He pleaded his case. I agreed to the same. The team came to action as I called them by name. "Now warehouse, now billing, now order fulfilling. Take whiskey, keep thinking, get compliance to drinking." Yes is the answer we need from them all. So dash away, I'll wait for your call. They all came to action. The situation was hairy. The team was quite focused. There was no time to tarry. They had to be quick, and the clock on the go. Communication was key. They were all in the know. 'Twas a sight to behold as they all came together, going after that goal like birds of a feather. With the score on the board, they all knew the tally. They laughed and they cheered. Oh, what a rally. Bob rang the bell. I gave a whistle. The sales room erupted like the boom of a missile. "We did it," I shouted. "We reached a great height. Happy year end to all, and to all a good night." Ta-da.
Yay! Oh, that was good.
You had no idea this was going to be such an educational night, did you?
Oh, that was good.
Hi, Penny.
Oh, yeah. Peg said you could have run the whole state if only they'd let you.
If only they'd let me. I would have taken it.
There you go. Oh, and not Andrea says I'm headed straight for the naughty list. Well, I think we can all agree on that.
Oh, Andrea, you have no idea. You're in good company here.
Hey now.
Toward the end of the show, I'm actually going to sing a Christmas carol to you.
It's awesome.
Also original.
Yes, that is so awesome.
We'll hold Nita that till the end.
Nita liked it. And somebody said, "Got to go eat now. Love you guys. Cover your nuts."
Make sure that you watch the recording, because you're at the end of this.
Yeah, you won't want to miss the end.
I don't really know how to answer some of these comments. I'm just going to say, I love you guys. Merry Christmas.
I'm sure there's squirrel references. Oh goodness.
Something
You're you there? Yeah, you're back.
Internet connection. I apologize, everybody.
Oh,
I should have done this.
What? I couldn't see it. What? Do it again. You know, when you were reading the poem, I don't know why, but it didn't freeze at all when you were reading the poem.
I don't know why either. I guess hopefully it won't freeze when I sing it in. But after all these weeks of listening, I could read the phone book and you would listen. Well, you're going to love the audiobook. We've actually got the audiobook in Audible's hands, and it will. Audible has a longer approval process than anything else we've done. I thought it'd be out before Christmas. It will not, unless they surprise me. But yeah, Lisa and I take turns reading that, so if I can read a phone book and you like it, you're going to really like the book. But thank you for the nice compliment.
You know, just for me for Christmas, could you just say hello, darling?
I don't know. I think you're on the naughty list. Yeah.
Okay.
With you and Andrea, I'll just have to type it. Hello, darling.
Oh, see, that's.
I wish I could sing like Conway Twitty. It's not that I really like this singing. I just like people who can sing well enough that people will pay them money to do it.
Well, I don't think you do that bad. Yeah, I told you when I went to that bar and saw Chris Ledoux.
Yeah.
That was neat. Yeah, the stockyards.
Yeah, you're probably at Billy Bob's, or would you go in with
Billy
actually
Bob's.
In the stockyards? Yeah,
it was Billy Bob's. Yeah, and
Billy Bob's is a great place.
I've gone to. You're not going to believe I did this, but I went and saw bull riding a few times, trying to be a good joiner.
Well, bull riding is actually a fun sport to watch. The Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is the biggest one I've seen. They'll put 80,000 people in the stands for 21 consecutive nights. That's how big it is.
Wow.
But you think bull riding? Go ahead.
No, the thing I liked is stupid. So you could go.
I know what
they had. Well,
the lady with the blue hair says, "But how did he look in those jeans?"
No, they had stuffed little bulls that were like the ones that were famous. Yep. So you could buy a little. So I had a little collection of stuffed bulls, and they were anatomically correct.
That's just wrong. Out here in Texas, you will see trucks with dangling decorations from the back on their hitch. By the way, you think bull riding is fun? You should have seen your interview with Cody B on Promptings with Cody B this week. I tell you, kid, that was the best I've seen you do any interview. It was awesome.
You didn't say this on the side. Hey, thank you. You didn't say that before.
I got to save some stuff for the show. If you guys haven't seen it yet, please watch Lisa's interview there and then share it. But tell us what it was like, Lisa, doing that. Tell us about the experience as she snorts water through her nose.
No, this isn't water. Oh, never mind.
Hey, Kim.
Okay, no. And I said this last time, it was surreal because I've met him a few times and I know his stories and I look up to Cody. It feels, because he's such a celebrity all of these years, being the CEO of Send Out Cards, and whenever he comes in a room, I mean, he commands the room. That's just the way it is. And I've been to these conventions where there's thousands of people, right. And I've stood in line for a long time to get a picture with him. That it seemed like I had his undivided attention, and it was just he was interested in what I had to say, and he was very complimentary about my credentials, which was nice. Yeah, and you know how I'm fighting in my head, going, man, he's saying all this nice stuff. Yeah, well, but it was nice.
He was so complimentary to you. He was so everything about that was a good experience. It was good for Cody's business. It was good for you. It's good for us on the book. So, um, everybody out there, as you watch that video, and please watch it, but then share it in your circle. I tease Lisa about this because she's she's well known in her circles already, but I tease her about this because this is going to launch her into a new level of celebrity, I think. And the way that happens is because people like us that enjoy seeing our own stuff like that, we share it like crazy. We tell people, you got to watch this. Peg did an awesome video review, basically endorsement or testimonial about the book today. It's things like that that will turn a book that I hope you guys love as much as we do into a great success. But the thing is, I think we can make Blue Hair here an absolute celebrity. I really do. I think it's going to go that way. So we'll see. But it's all up to how things happen. By the way, Kim Throckmorton, one quick note for you. If you weren't here on the beginning, you'll love the poem I read called "'Twas the Night Before Year End." It's one that I wrote back dealing with quotas and how year end would stop too soon in December. Anyway, because you're an Aflac person, it'll take special meaning for you when you get a chance to listen to it.
Oh, that must have been fun though in the Aflac days.
It was. Aflac is a great company. It was a great career for me. I did it 21 years, I guess. I was in sales 10 years before that, but I was with Aflac 21 years, 20 of that actually in field sales management. 8 years as a district sales coordinator, 2 years as a regional, and then the last 10 years I was one of the state sales coordinators for the Houston, Texas area. There were 2 of us here, but there were 8 across the state, and we had some good years. And it was a very lucrative career, and I learned things. I was able to test things. I was able to do things. Matter of fact, what the teaching topic that we're going to talk about tonight, one of the reasons that I worked at the store is from getting to read endless referrals. I wouldn't have ever read endless referrals, I don't think, had it not been for someone in Aflac handing it to me, said, "Jeff West, read this book."
No, that's neat though.
I told him, I said, "Frank Davies, I'm a grown ass man. I'll decide if I read that book or not." And I'm reading that book. And it changed how I did business.
No, you know what's funny, and I don't know if this has happened to you before, but I got into a funk not too long before this, and I was thinking maybe what I've done is the biggest thing that's ever. I'm on the down slope of the hill, and then something like this comes along that changes the whole thing. And I think I needed to be in the right frame of mind to say yes to it, and also to get my part of the job. It's not done yet, but I'm, to be able to effectively complete my part of the deal, which still makes me laugh because if you didn't know I did this, did you think I'd just be sitting here now?
Nope. I knew you had a following. I had no understanding of the depth of how good you are at what you do. I just knew you were good at. We had our exposure together on the calls and all that, but the marketing side of you, the building a loyal following that you, it's incredible. Someone just made a nice comment about Aflac, so that's nice. I know the feeling. I used to always back in my day, I worked claims in person, so I would go to people's homes and help them when they had cancer claims and things like that. This day and time, it's a little more ticky about what you can and can't do. But anyway, I'm glad they actually paid a 23-year-old claim for me one time. A lady walked into my office and said she had a claim. She had never filed it. Would they do it? And I said, "When did it happen?" She said, 23 years ago. And I said, "Let's go to work. I think they'll pay it." And they did. They didn't even bat an eye at it. They paid it.
Wow. So. Wow. Now, back to the other thing. Have you ever felt that way, or you always thought, well, no, I'm going to my next biggest thing. I'm going to my next biggest thing. Or you don't even contemplate the whole thing?
No, I don't get too focused on that. Aflac was my big career. I've hoped that the writing and the speaking would be someday something I could be just as proud of. And I'm going to tell you, this project is pretty much delivered on that with me. I mean, I hope we sell a ton of books. People that read this book are going to love the story. But even if it doesn't, Lisa, this has been a blast.
Yeah.
And I had to work my horse's rear end off. I wish we were on Zoom. I put my horse's rear end picture up.
You had to learn so much new stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
I had to relearn stuff I had learned before. Is what it amounted to. But
Oh, okay.
well, I'm learning some. I had to learn some new stuff, but some of this is just anyway. I'm rambling tonight, but the um, I worked very hard to craft a good book and to craft the story, and we worked hard to get the messaging in there right, like we wanted it. But now you got the rest. You got it the rest of your life. You're gonna have to keep your hair blue. I'm kidding. You don't have to do that.
No,
But
I'm
I will
prepared.
always keep promoting it with you too. It's not like I'm going to go away because I want to. If the combination of you and I doing things like this is as good as it seems to be, I think it is, and everybody seems to love it when we're here. Yeah, I'm not going to go away. I may have to take some time off here and there because I've got two more people
That's
right now that we've talked about that are wanting me to do books with them, and that's important to me.
I
But
can't wait to see the next one now because I know see that's what we were
yeah,
saying this before. Now I'm almost afraid to do something else thinking it won't be as big as this.
yeah, but you can't do that. You
Right, you
can't do
can't
that.
do that. Right, right.
Yeah.
If you
And we
don't
may
mind
do a
me.
sequel to this one too at some point. So
Oh,
if this one
um,
gets as big as I think it is, a sequel would be nuts not to, especially if we can come up
right.
with a good story and that it's really valuable to the people who read it and means something to them.
I've had it happen both ways where just before this, I was thinking, well, maybe I've had my big moment in the sun and that's going to be the end of that. And I'm just going to slide into mediocrity. And then, of course, I decided that wasn't going to happen and joined the Go Givers thing. But I've also had it work the other way. I actually bought a Curves franchise thinking
I remember you
that
telling me that. Yeah.
I had the skill set to make that work because the base of customers is the same as my Avon business.
Right.
Little did I know that I didn't have all the information because I didn't understand the definition of density per square mile as well as I should have. And there's a formula for that for a gym, which couldn't have worked here. But anyway, when I got through with that experience, that was 4.5 years of about a $400,000 loss on my part. That
Yeah.
I thought at the end of that, I didn't trust my judgment on anything. I thought I can't even make a good decision because I spent $400,000, and that was hard to get past so that I could say yes to other stuff. But I did the book set after that,
Mhm.
so it was a bump in the road. So I've had it happen both ways. A big
Right.
loss made me doubt myself, and a big win made me doubt myself. So,
I have a
and
very dear friend that what's gone through that, what you're talking about there about what happened with you on Curves. He went through that the last few years on a restaurant franchise that he had bought, and he got bit pretty bad on it, uh, and it affected him. It's taken him a while to get his mojo back the same way. So I can relate to you and to him. So
yeah, and I had to keep having a talk with myself. So, I mean, if you're listening to this and you're sitting there saying to yourself about that, I had to talk to myself long and hard and say, listen, this was just one decision or a series of decisions about one topic, I guess it
yeah,
is. And from the information I had, I did make a good decision at the time with what I knew, but I didn't
yeah.
understand the whole density per population thing.
I think Peg asked the most important question. Wasn't your big moment being the producer for the play?
Oh, that was a big humbling moment, I'll tell you
Yeah.
that. That was a
Yeah.
very, very Oh, and I was thinking, the Send Out Cards convention is now not going to be the place that I go. I was going there for the anonymity.
Yeah, you're going to be a celebrity. You're going to be on stage there. I don't know how he's going to use you, but Cody would be crazy not to. You're one of the great things about your interview is how you have been a perfect test case for Send Out Cards anyway, and not the test case because you were putting it to work. So,
Yeah.
and the things you said about how you've used that and what you've done, and Cody is just realizing it was wonderful business for Cody as well to have you on there. It was great. So.
I hope more people use it after they listen to that because that is just such an great tool that
Yep.
makes your life easier. And if you just get in the habit, it can really solve a lot of problems.
Yep. I like it. I've sent people to you. I said that have heard me talk about it. I've sent them your way because I want them to. Number one, I want them to use it if it helps their business. But number two, I want them to do it under you. So
No, thank you. Yes. Yeah, me too.
I guess uh, I guess it's probably time for me to sing a Christmas carol to them. Don't you
Oh,
think?
please. I want you to stop saying you don't sing good, because you know that's not true. Are you just saying that because you want me to argue with you and build up your? Because
no, I'm saying it because I have a degree, 2 degrees in music. I've been around real singers, and I'm not one. I can carry a tune. I was in the a cappella choir in college, and the a cappella choir at Jacksonville State University was very well recognized for being a good choir. And that's funny. My first time I tried out, I didn't make it. I made alternate, but then somebody quit. And I got in. I could carry a tune, but real singers would tell you he's a fun guy who can carry a tune, but he's not really a singer. But the good part of this particular Christmas carol in 1945. Got to tell you this story behind this Christmas carol. 1945, Mel Torme was sitting down trying to come up with some ideas to write a Christmas carol. He wanted to write a Christmas song that just really kind of stuck, and he couldn't come up with ideas. So he just started listing out things he liked about Christmas, and he was trying to write a Christmas song, and the things that he listed out about Christmas it became the song, a Christmas song. And it's one of my very, very favorite Christmas tunes.
I didn't know Mel Torme wrote it?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And Nat King Cole recorded. A bunch of people have recorded, but I'm reasonably sure Mel Torme wrote it, if I remember the story correctly. But for those of you that love that song as much as I do, I am about to destroy it for you. You are not going to be the same after you hear my version. My children would tell you, my daughters, they would find out that the lyrics to songs that I had taught them weren't the right lyrics, and they'd almost argue with their friends about it.
Oh, that's evil. That is evil, and I like it.
In my current book that I'm writing, Lessons from My Father, the Time Traveler, I put that little part in there. There's a father and a daughter scene, but anyway. But
I want that book too. I want to be a test reader.
I'm going to count on you to help me promote it.
Please. Oh, that would be a good project. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and by the way, everybody, gang, we're going to help John David Mann promote his new book that's coming out this year called Blind Fear. If you haven't already read Still Fear and Cold Fear, you want to get those books. They're awesome. In my opinion, John's the greatest storyteller of our time. He compliments me a lot, but he's like, I'm here. Where's my hand? I'm here. He's way up here. All right. But all right. But anyway, back to the Christmas tune, because I want to have this kind of finish out. We got 3 minutes left. I want to have this finish out on a very sentimental, meaningful version of this song. And it starts off similar to what I would sing to my daughters, and they thought it was the right words. They figured out that it wasn't. Eventually, when their friends said, "That's not the right words,"
Kim Jill, sing.
So anyway, I'm going to do my best for you here. Boom, 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 boom. Chipmunks roasting on an open fire. Crackhead squirrels nibbling at my nose. Lying politicians being hung by a choir, finally reaping what they sow. Everybody knows a turkey with some mistletoe, who tries kissing every girl in sight. Drunken sots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know bad Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of poison cookies on his sleigh. And every mother's child will start to cry when they see reindeer that's been battered and chicken fried. And so I'm offering this insane phrase to blondes, brunettes, redheads, and yes, to blues. I know you've heard it said many times, but not quite this way. Merry Christmas, Team Blue. Merry Christmas to this brigade of blue. There we go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Now you'll never get, every time you hear that song, you won't remember all of it. You're going to remember chipmunks roasting on an open fire.
Oh, that is so wrong on an awesome level, though.
Yeah. I'm sorry we didn't do any real teaching tonight, but you know what? I was telling Lisa as we were doing in the green room before, man, this is Christmas. We can just have fun for one night. It doesn't have to always be something teaching, but I know I'll let Lisa close it out. We love you guys so much. The book is doing pretty well, and it's because of you. If you've read it and you loved it and you hadn't had a chance yet to go to Amazon and put a review, we'd appreciate it if you'd do that, because that really does help a tremendous amount. And if you're on Goodreads, you can put a review there. But we got so much love in our hearts for you guys, and we want you all to have a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah or a Happy Holidays or whatever you want to call it for you. We love you guys. And Lisa, I'll let you close it out.
Okay. Merry Christmas, everybody. We really, really do love you and appreciate you like crazy. And we will see you next week. Thank you.
Bye. Ho, ho, ho.